Have you ever asked yourself, what are the signs Allah is showing me about my spouse? What if Allah is already guiding you to your partner, but you just haven't noticed the signs yet? What if everything you've gone through, every tear, every prayer, every hardship, was all part of a divine plan leading you to the one who is meant for you? Today, we're diving deep into something so significant, it could change the course of your life forever. The signs Allah sends you to show who your spouse will be. These signs are there, hidden in plain sight, waiting for you to uncover them. But what if you miss them? What if you are ignoring the divine clues meant to lead you to the one who will complete your soul? It's easy to get caught up in the rush of life, to feel overwhelmed by the noise of the world. But my dear, Allah speaks to us in the quiet moments, the subtle signs that guide us, the whispers that direct us. Imagine for a second that you've already been given everything you need to find your spouse. Imagine that these signs have been there all along, just waiting for you to see them. Now here's the question. Are you ready to see them? Are you ready to hear the signs Allah is sending you? Or will you allow your doubts, your impatience, or even your distractions to block what could be the most important guidance of your life? Stay with me as we unfold these divine clues together. Today is not just another day. This could be the moment you've been waiting for. A moment of clarity, a moment of divine connection, because Allah, in His wisdom and mercy, is already showing you the way. The only question left is, will you notice? Now let's talk about the signs that Allah will show you before you meet your spouse. These are the quiet whispers, the subtle nudges, the moments you may brush off, thinking they're just coincidences. But trust me, there's no such thing as a coincidence when it comes to the divine plan. Let's begin. You'll feel a deep, unshakable desire for righteousness. Allah begins to transform your heart, cleansing it of the worldly distractions that once consumed it. This is a sign that Allah is preparing you spiritually, making you ready to meet your spouse with a heart that seeks what is pure, what is good, and what is right. It's almost as if your desires shift from the fleeting pleasures of this world to the pursuit of something more meaningful. Have you ever experienced this? That tug in your heart telling you to get closer to Allah? It's not random. It's Allah's way of preparing you, showing you that your heart is ready to recognize your spouse when the time comes. Let's pause here for a moment of reflection. Close your eyes. Picture the desires you once held so close to your heart, the things that occupied your thoughts every single day. Have they changed? How has Allah's guidance reshaped your heart? Take a moment. Breathe. Think about how far you've come on this journey toward righteousness. Another sign is that Allah places the right people in your life, guiding you toward a better understanding of marriage, relationships, and love. You'll begin to surround yourself with people who remind you of the path of righteousness. Suddenly, you meet people who inspire you to be a better person, who challenge you to elevate your standards, who make you realize what true love, loyalty, and devotion really mean. Let's take a deeper dive into this idea of relationships. It's not just about meeting people. It's about the quality of the relationships you are nurturing. Are you surrounding yourself with people who reflect your values, who push you to elevate your standards? Or are you stuck in environments that hold you back from becoming the person Allah is calling you to be? Take a moment to think about your relationships and how they've shaped your journey. What have they taught you about yourself and your future spouse? Ever notice how you start meeting people who talk about marriage just when you're thinking, I'm not ready for that? Trust me, it's not a coincidence. But you have to ask yourself, why are they here? Why is Allah placing these conversations in your life right now? Sometimes Allah places certain people in our lives to challenge our beliefs, to expand our understanding of love and commitment. These relationships, whether friends, family, or even acquaintances, are all part of a greater purpose. They shape us into the people we need to become to build a strong, righteous partnership with our spouse. Reflect on the relationships in your life. Are they helping you grow? Are they preparing you to meet the one who will stand beside you through all of life's challenges? Now let's think deeper about this. What do these relationships teach you about your own desires and needs in a future spouse? How can you begin to identify qualities in others that you would want in a partner? Are you surrounding yourself with individuals whose values align with your own? Or are you spending time in environments that might hold you back from your true potential? These subtle signs aren't just about meeting the right people, they're about becoming the right person. Sometimes it's easy to forget that Allah is always working in the background, even when we feel like things are at a standstill. So let's be honest for a second. How many of you have experienced those moments when people start talking about marriage and you think, not now, I'm not ready. But then, suddenly, Allah places someone in your life, or you hear a story about love, and it hits you like a ton of bricks. Wait, maybe I am ready for this next step after all. Isn't it funny how Allah works like that? Reflect on the moments when you've had your mind open to the deeper truths of love, commitment, and marriage. Those weren't just random encounters. They were signs placed in your path. You may not have recognized them at the time, but trust, Allah's plan is always at work. Your heart and mind are being prepared for what's to come. The next sign you'll experience is that you'll start to understand what true love really is. And trust me, this is one of the most powerful signs. Allah will guide you to distinguish between fleeting infatuation and real, deep-rooted love. You'll learn the difference between what the world shows you and the pure love that comes from aligning with Allah's guidance. When was the last time you paused and thought about what real love means to you? Not the love portrayed in movies, or the kind of love that fades with time, but the kind of love that's built on trust, loyalty, and a shared faith in Allah's plan. Think about the kind of love that doesn't ask for anything in return, the love that sees beyond imperfections, the love that sacrifices, that forgives, that chooses the other person's well-being above its own. This is the kind of love Allah is preparing you for, the love you'll share with your spouse when you meet them. And when that love arrives, you'll recognize it instantly because it won't feel like anything you've ever known before. You might feel like you're still far from meeting your spouse, but take a moment and ask yourself, are you truly ready for the love that will be brought to you? Are you cultivating a heart that's capable of embracing this love when it arrives? Allah is already guiding you to this moment. Let that realization fill you with excitement, because what's coming is beyond anything you've imagined. But what happens when these signs don't come as easily as you expect? When the pain of loneliness seems to grow deeper and every prayer feels unanswered? Here's where many fall into doubt. But listen closely. This is part of the journey. Allah never leaves you alone, even in your darkest moments. In fact, it is during your trials, your moments of weakness, that Allah might be preparing you for something far greater than you can imagine. Let's pause here. How have your moments of hardship shaped you? Have they brought you closer to Allah? Have you found that during your struggles, your faith has deepened, your connection with Allah has grown stronger? Patience is a powerful lesson Allah teaches us. Let's reflect on this together. How is this trial refining you? Think about how every difficulty you face might be preparing you for something far more precious than you could imagine. In these moments of struggle, it's easy to lose sight of the bigger picture. But Allah's wisdom is greater than we can comprehend. What we see as obstacles are often the very things that shape us into the person we need to be. So, if you're feeling like the struggle is too much, remember this. Allah is shaping your character, purifying your soul, and preparing you for what He has in store for you. Trust in the process. You're feeling the weight of impatience. You want your spouse now. You want them to walk into your life yesterday, not today. But Allah wants you to learn patience, to build your reliance on Him. The trials you're facing right now, whether it's in your career, personal life, or spiritual development, are all a means to shape you into the person your spouse will need. You're not just waiting for the right spouse. Allah is waiting for you to become the right person. Patience is a difficult but powerful lesson. It doesn't mean sitting still and doing nothing. It means trusting Allah's timing, even when it doesn't make sense. You may be facing frustrations, doubts, and confusion. You may feel like you've been waiting forever, but the waiting period is not wasted. Allah is preparing you for a relationship that will be based on trust, strength, and a deep connection to Him. Let's take a moment here. If you're feeling frustrated, let it out. If you're feeling overwhelmed, let's breathe together. When was the last time you felt the weight of impatience? When was the last time you doubted Allah's plan for you? Now let's center ourselves in this moment and trust that Allah is preparing us for something incredible. We're on a journey together. Take a deep breath, inhale, and exhale slowly. Let go of the frustration, let go of the doubt. You are not alone in this journey. Allah's plan is always at work, even when you can't see it. Remember, Allah knows what is best for you, and He is preparing the perfect timing for everything, including your future spouse. Trust in His wisdom, His timing, and His perfect plan. Think about the moments when you've been tested the most. Was it in a moment of joy, or was it during times of struggle? It is in these moments that Allah refines us, building our patience and preparing us to handle the blessings He will bring into our lives. Every struggle you face is meant to strengthen you, not break you. It is Allah's mercy that guides you through each trial, and through His guidance, you'll come out stronger, more equipped to recognize the signs He's sending you. Sometimes you may feel like the waiting is endless, but remember, the best things in life are worth the wait. Allah has a beautiful plan in store for you, and this period of trial is simply a necessary step on the path toward that ultimate blessing. Whether it's a lesson in patience, a moment of self-reflection, or simply a time to grow closer to Allah, know that you are never alone in this process. Imagine this. You're on the other side of your struggles, standing next to the person Allah has destined for you. Do you see how much stronger you are now? How much wiser? This is the purpose of your trial. It is making you ready for the most beautiful relationship of your life. So don't give up. Don't lose heart. Your spouse is being prepared for you just as much as you are being prepared for them. Let's pause here for another moment of reflection. Close your eyes again and think about the trials you've endured. Reflect on how they have changed you, how they've molded you into the person you are today. You're stronger, you're wiser, and more importantly, you're closer to becoming the person Allah intends for you to be. Now take a moment to thank Allah for the strength He has given you in your journey. Let's keep moving forward with patience, with faith, and with trust that Allah is guiding us. Together we will uncover the next signs, the moments that will show us how He is preparing us for the spouse who will join us in this journey of life. But then there comes a moment of revelation when everything falls into place. You begin to see the pieces aligning in front of you. This is where the signs become undeniable. As your relationship with Allah deepens, you begin to realize something extraordinary. The signs are there, right in front of you if you are willing to see them. But to recognize them, you must first understand what you're truly looking for. Allah doesn't always speak through loud, dramatic events. Often it's through subtle moments that He communicates with us. You might be so caught up in your busy life that you miss His quiet whispers. But when you start paying attention, you'll realize those signs have always been there, guiding you, preparing you. It's not always the grand gestures that matter. The smallest details, the quiet moments, they hold the most profound messages. It could be a dream you had, a verse you read, or a conversation that sticks with you. Allah will speak to you through these moments, and when you reflect on them, you'll realize the signs are everywhere, guiding you to the one who will walk beside you in this life and the next. Now, as you reflect on these moments, let's ask ourselves, have we been truly paying attention? Have we been looking for the signs? Or have we been distracted, caught up in the chaos of life? Think about it. What's been placed in front of you lately? Could it be a sign from Allah? Take the next few moments to reflect on how far you've come in your journey of faith. These signs are often subtle, little nudges in your heart or quiet moments that make you pause, but they have profound meaning. When was the last time you paid attention to the smallest moments in your day? A fleeting thought, a verse that resonated, a dream that seemed to stand out? Could these be the very signs Allah has placed in your life to guide you to your spouse? Take a moment now to reflect. Close your eyes if you can. Recall a recent moment where something small made you stop and think. It could have been a phrase someone said, a piece of advice you received, or a brief moment of peace that washed over you. How did it feel? Did it leave a mark on your heart? Could that moment be a sign from Allah, drawing you closer to recognizing the one He has chosen for you? Sometimes the smallest moments can have the biggest impact. As you go about your day, Do you notice these little signs more now? They may be messages of hope, encouragement, or reminders that Allah is guiding you, even when it feels like everything else is unclear. These signs, while subtle, are real, and when you begin to recognize them, you'll realize that Allah has been guiding you all along. Imagine this for a moment. Every detail in your life, every conversation, every prayer, every thought, is part of the divine plan Allah has set for you. What would happen if you started seeing everything as a sign? The connection between the small details and the greater purpose will become clear, and you'll begin to see the bigger picture unfold right in front of you. This is the moment of revelation, and it's going to change everything. Faith isn't just about the grand moments or the obvious signs. It's about seeing the invisible, trusting in the unseen, and knowing that Allah is always present in your life, even when it feels like He's silent. The real test of faith is when you begin to see Allah's plan unfolding in the most unexpected of ways. And when you're able to recognize those signs, it's like unlocking a door that you never even knew was there. And that's when you realize you're not walking this path alone. So what now? What are you going to do with the signs that have appeared in your life? Will you ignore them, or will you embrace them as divine guidance? The choice is yours. But remember, the longer you ignore the signs, the more challenging it becomes to recognize them in the future. Be intentional. Pay attention, because the clearer the signs become, the more undeniable they are. Have you been waiting for a sign, a confirmation from Allah? What if the sign you've been waiting for is already here in front of you? What if the answers are not as far away as you think? The time is now. The signs are here. Your journey to recognizing your spouse is unfolding in ways you might not have expected, but Allah is leading you every step of the way. Stay with me. We've just scratched the surface of the signs Allah is sending your way. The truth is, there's so much more to discover, so many more clues to uncover, that could change everything you thought you knew about your path to finding your spouse. Stay focused, keep reflecting, and allow Allah to show you the way. Now the most crucial moment comes, the moment you meet them. The signs will all fall into place and your heart will know it's them. You'll recognize them instantly. It won't be in the physical appearance alone. No, it will be in how your heart connects with theirs, in the way your souls meet and align. You'll feel the presence of Allah in every step of your journey toward them. This is the culmination of the entire journey. After everything, after all the signs, the struggles, and the revelations, it all leads to this moment. The moment where your heart recognizes your spouse and you realize that everything that happened was meant to be. Think about this final moment, when the signs you've seen will make sense, and you'll realize that this was the one Allah intended for you all along. Have you ever thought about that moment? The one when your heart finally knows it's them? Think back to the moments in your life when you felt certain of something, even without any outward proof. That's how you'll feel when the right one comes into your life. It's not a feeling of doubt or confusion. It's a feeling of certainty, a certainty that comes from Allah's divine guidance. This is the moment where you understand that everything, every challenge, every prayer, every time you felt like giving up, was preparing you for this. All the signs, all the lessons, all the growth have brought you here to this one defining moment. When the right person enters your life, you'll feel the alignment in your soul. It won't be like any other connection you've ever had. It's as if your soul recognizes theirs, and the connection feels destined, like it was meant to be all along. Take this moment to imagine that. Imagine meeting the one Allah has destined for you. How would you feel? How would your heart respond? Would you feel peace, certainty, and perhaps even a little bit of awe? Because when that moment happens, it will feel like everything you've ever done, every prayer, every hardship, every moment of waiting, was all part of this one great moment. Remember, it's not just about the meeting. It's about the journey that has led you to that point. And that's where faith comes in. Trust in Allah's plan, even when you don't understand why things are happening. The right time will come. The right person will come. And when they do, you'll look back at the signs you've received and realize how perfectly Allah's plan unfolded. You've just discovered the hidden signs Allah will use to lead you to your spouse. But this is only the beginning of your journey. Stay patient, trust in Allah's timing, and always remember every step you take brings you closer to the one who was destined for you. Your spouse is not a coincidence. They are a divine gift, a blessing sent by Allah to complete your soul. As you continue on this journey, keep your heart open. Keep your prayers sincere. Allah knows what you need, and when the time is right, He will bring your spouse into your life. Until then, trust the process. Trust that every sign, every moment of doubt, and every challenge is preparing you for something beautiful. Don't lose faith. The one who is meant for you is coming, and when they do, you'll know it's them, without a doubt. Stay patient, stay faithful, and know that Allah's plan is always better than anything you could imagine. Keep walking the path He has set for you, and soon you will see the signs unfold clearly. Your spouse is a divine gift, and Allah has already written your beautiful story. Trust in Him. Your journey is just beginning. Keep your heart open, and the signs will lead you straight to the one Allah has destined for you.